Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is our take. We are your hosts. I'm Ocean.
I'm Taylor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a fun one for you today. Today we are going to give you guys a mid-ish season update on Disney Plus and Star Wars best original TV show, The Mandalorian, currently in season 3. We are at the 6th episode mark. If you guys remember our initial impressions, we covered the first 3 episodes of the season, and then we told you guys we'd do like one episode after episode 6, like we're going to do today, and then we'll do a final episode once the last 2 episodes come out, right?
Yeah, 8 episodes.
Yeah. So I think this episode is a really good episode for us to do an update on, because a lot happens in the 3 episodes between our last update or our initial impressions and this one, and some pretty world changing things happen. So I think this is a good time for us to kind of just talk to you guys about our thoughts and what is good, what is not, and just kind of go through it. This one, we're not going to spend too much time in the spoiler free section. We're just going to kind of roll straight into scores, just give our thoughts of where the season is at right now, and then we'll dive into some spoilers and spend majority of this episode on spoilers. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen the episode yet, or the episodes up to now, you can find all 6 of them on Disney Plus, and I'd recommend you go watch them first. It's always good to experience this stuff, Star Wars stuff first, and then we can kind of break it down together afterwards. So we're going to dive into some scores real quick. Taylor, at a mid-ish season update, how are you feeling about this score, or about this show in relation to a score?
I'm kind of...
Keep in mind, I have no idea what you scored the initial impressions.
I don't either.
I have no idea what I had scored the initial impressions. I want to say I gave it an 8 or 7.
Yeah, I feel like that's around the ballpark, which I'm still kind of in the same area. I want to give this a 9, honestly, just because I'm so excited about what's been going on. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna go with a 9.
Whoa! All right, I like it. Okay, so I've actually paid a lot of attention to the general public's reception to this season.
I have no idea what it is.
and I usually don't allow the general public's reception to shape my perspective, but I'm still not doing that, because some of you out there are just like ridiculous and just need to chill out. Yeah, like there's a lot of people. I mean, I would say majority of the general public is still likes the show, still enjoys it, but there's some things that happen, especially in this most recent episode, that a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is like bad for canon. You guys are doing things wrong." And it's just like, all right,
okay.
So I get some of the things that people are saying, but I'm really enjoying the season, man.
Yeah,
like, this season as a whole,
super exciting.
Like this season as a whole, I have really been enjoying it. Yeah. Like not quite first season level, but like this is everything I could have wanted from a 3rd season and more.
Right, I agree.
Show.
Like it's not the initial, like brand new original The Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah,
right? Like it's not the first thing we've ever seen, but for a season, like a later season, it's been really fun.
It's been really fun.
I've been enjoying the new lore that they're exploring, which is usually like deep in the Star Wars archives,
Yeah.
And I just like that it's being brought to light.
I do too. I really enjoy it. As far as the score goes, I'm gonna give it a very solid 8. Can't quite give it a 9. I don't know why, but I can't.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, I was kind of in between. Like, I feel like an 8 is a fair score, but I
think it's just so cautious.
Exciting. It's just, I'll just give it a 9.
I think it's because I'm like a battered wife when it comes to Star Wars.
Oh, I completely understand.
So it's like I'm just gonna give it an 8 now.
It's a very complicated relationship.
In case they just absolutely shit the bed in the last 2 episodes, and I can be like, yeah, I kind of saw it coming. That's why I gave it an 8.
Yeah, which I really hope doesn't happen.
I really hope not to.
Fortunately, it's the Mandalorian and not the Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan, so it's like all over the place. At least not like wildly all over the place,
Yeah.
So, hopefully it keeps going up.
Well, we'll see. We only got 2 weeks left. Ladies and gentlemen, you have our scores. 9 for Taylor, 8 for me. You have our thoughts on whether or not you guys should continue to watch the series. I think you should. And I think a lot of you super Star Wars nerds out there need to kind of chill out a little bit on this one. I think you guys are getting a little...
They're always riled up.
I think you're getting a little nuts on this one. Because I kind of consider myself one of you guys. And I don't have the same issues that you guys have. So let's dive into it. Let's get into the meat. This, ladies and gentlemen, will serve as your official
spoiler alert.
All right. So to kind of just start things off right away, and to kind of elaborate a little bit more on like the general public's reception, do you feel like this season of The Mandalorian is more about Bo-Katan and her path and is leading to the same kind of effect that Book of Boba Fett had when it started focusing too much on Din Djarin?
No.
Okay. I don't either.
I kind of understand or see what they're getting at. I don't feel it's the same at all.
I could see where people draw similarities for sure. Bo-Katan is in a lot of the she's a main focal point of it. She's always doing stuff, So I get where people would draw similarities, especially with this last episode where Din Djarin hands over the Darksaber.
Right. I do actually have an issue with that.
Yeah, we can talk about that, but I don't really have an issue with her story being a main focal piece because her story is the Mandalorian story.
Yeah, and that's one of the major things I think is very different from Boba Fett is one, Din Djarin's still here.
Yes.
And he's still just as amazing as he's always been. So whereas Book of Boba Fett, it was like
literally 2 episodes of Din Djarin.
Mid, and then he just straight up stole the show. Nobody can I don't feel anybody can argue that the 2 best episodes were the Mandalorian episodes in the Book of Boba Fett because of what happens. I don't feel that it's the case at all in this one. And on top of that, like you're saying, he's the Mandalorian. They're Mandalorians. Yeah. This is his story. This is their people. Right. This is their tribe. This is all of them. And yes, it does focus a lot on Bo-Katan because it needs to. That is part of the lore of the Mandalorians.
So I think an issue that a lot of people run into is that I think a large populace of Star Wars nerds have not watched Rebels or don't know what happens in Rebels
because there's a lot,
and that's a huge factor in what's going on right now with Bo-Katan and this storyline. So if you're one of those people that really enjoys this, but you're just confused as to why so much focus is being put on Bo-Katan, I really implore you to go and watch Star Wars Rebels because it'll explain
vital to the Mandalorians.
It'll explain why, and I think everybody will have a deeper understanding and appreciation for her character once you come back, especially since it's the same actress too.
Right. And so, I love how she's been progressing in this show.
Yes, it's amazing.
It's been so well.
And there's been a lot of people that have had issues with the fact that the armorer chose Bo-Katan to walk both worlds when Din Djarin has walked both worlds and stuff. And I totally understand where people come with that because, yeah, sure, Din Djarin has walked both worlds and he took his helmet off and the armorer could have took that as the opportunity to start uniting Mandalorians. But to me, the catalyst for the armor deciding that the coven or the covert goal needed to change, right? Because before it was all about survival, it was all about just perpetuating their culture, their race, making sure that they survive as a people.
Yeah.
But now it's about growth, and that catalyst was Din Djarin. Um, it was Din Djarin's ability to atone for his transgressions in the living waters, meaning that the way that they were following the way, like, still matters, and it's still a thing, right? Yeah. And now that he has returned to the way, like, I wouldn't want to ask him to leave it again just to try and bring other Mandalorians in, especially when you have a character like Bo-Katan who not only has walked both worlds, but has the storied past and connection to the legitimate royalty of Mandalore to use as that piece.
Yeah. Like, well, first, I don't really consider Din Djarin to have walked both worlds.
Not in the way that Bo-Katan has.
He's really just somebody who ran into a situation in which he just decided to break his creed. Like, he didn't intentionally live a separate lifestyle and then live the Mandalorian lifestyle. Right. And as far as Bo-Katan goes, like, her lifestyle is Mandalorian lifestyle.
Right.
Like, she came from
type of Mandalorian
right.
style.
It's not the same as the Children of the Watch, which is what his coven is from. But they're like an extremist group. Right. So to them, they consider her walking both worlds. But in actuality, they're both the same. Like, as far as anybody outside of, like, Mandalore, because they're all just Mandalorian.
Right.
But yeah, to her, from her perspective of describing it, she can say, like, yeah, she walks both worlds.
Right.
Because in her case, she did. Because she initially had her own lifestyle as a Mandalorian and then was bathed in the waters, just as Din Djarin was, and then proceeded to live their lifestyle. So she did, in fact, do that. But on top of that, it's more of, like you were saying earlier, where it's really, if you're trying to make that argument, it's because you don't understand the lore of the Mandalorians.
Right.
Because it has to be Bo-Katan, because she is supposed to be the leader. Mm. That's what they've been telling us throughout this show with her character, is that she is meant to be a leader.
Yeah.
She was born for it. We see her grow, kind of get knocked down to the bottom and grow her way back up. And we see through their planning and decisions through engagements and stuff, and which leads up to the armorer deciding that she is the one. Because she sees how she, plans everything and executes it.
Yeah.
See how well she does. And then she has this, like, I guess kind of like a epiphany or something that, like, this is now the time for us to just come together and grow as a people. Because of that.
Well, it's the first time in the covert history since the fall of Mandalore that there was hope for a real future.
Right, like, it's no longer just like we're just trying to
make it to the next
survive,
place.
And keep moving, because now they have a home on Navarro.
Right.
And so they finally have an established land.
And they know that Mandalore itself is not poisoned or
right. It's actually hospitable, and they can work their way to getting back there if they choose to, but they have a new home now.
Yeah.
And so now they can start rebuilding to start, getting everything back together. And, there's a lot of things they're going to have to go through, of course, having different tribes and stuff and trying to work it out and all that kind of stuff. But
which I'm looking forward to seeing,
right?
Because
like
that's kind of
cool.
What I love about this show is the finer details of relationships and stuff. So, I this is what I mean by it. I just feel like some people need to chill out about this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising to me because that's how it is with everything.
Partial to Din Djarin.
Yeah. But it is kind of interesting that they feel that way for this character, like Din Djarin, because he's an original character. Like, it's not like you were like
a legacy
destroying Obi-Wan or Luke Skywalker or something, like, which they already kind of did.
Yeah.
But Yeah. So
No,
it's
I
just
found it interesting too, but it's a pretty. I've seen multiple people kind of tear at that. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's a reason why the Mythosaur revealed itself to Bo-Katan and not
Right.
to Din Djarin.
He was, yeah, exactly.
So
It's just another way of them like
yeah,
poetically showing,
foreshadowing
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
That's why she decided to now wear the Mythosaur as her other.
Dude, that scene got me, bro. Like I don't know what it was about just the ambiance and the
armor, like their conversation.
Yeah, their conversation that they had, dude. I felt
reserved for all Mandalorians.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just felt like a freaking. There was like a pulling energy on me like during that because I was just like, damn, like this is deep stuff.
Yeah, it was a really cool scene.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's real subtle, but like
it's kind of like what I imagine our culture would have been like to get like to find out what our Amakua is.
Right.
You know, like I feel like that's kind of like that moment of you sitting with your elder, sitting with your elder and finding out who your Amakua is or what your Amakua is going to be. So like
it's like that moment in I know this is cheesy, but in Moana when she's talking to the grandma and she's like,
I should pick the mentor.
Yeah, I hope I picked the right tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Kind of
I agree. It was a really powerful scene for me personally. Let's kind of walk our way through the episodes a little bit here and just talk about some of the cool things we liked, you know, and if there was anything that we didn't really care for.
There's a couple things I wasn't a huge fan of.
Especially in this last episode, there's a few, but episode 4, a foundling gets kidnapped by this like dragon thing or pterodactyl.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird bird looking thing.
Yeah, and gets taken off, and this is the opportunity
first opportunity.
For Bo-Katan to prove herself and actually function as a member of the covert. And it was such a cool moment where, you know, when the foundling gets grabbed, all of the Mandalorians in the near area, they take off on their jetpacks to chase after the bird, but their jetpacks only get them so far. And there's a brief moment once their jetpacks start to run out, and you know they start falling out of the sky because they can't stay in the air anymore. And there's like a brief moment like, fuck, like that bird just killed that kid, like that's it, like bye. And then Bo-Katan ship just I was like, yeah, like I was hyped, dude. I was so hyped for that. I was so hyped for that moment. Like that was awesome. Like that's kind of like the emotions that I expect to get out of Star Wars, you know.
Not only was that scene great, I just love the tie-in to episode 6. I think it was 6.
Okay.
Or maybe it was 5. No, it's 5. Sorry, the next episode.
Empire Strikes Back.
Huh? No, for this show.
Oh, for this show. Yeah, my bad.
Sorry,
I was like,
not movies.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I didn't know they were tied back to the movies. My bad, bro.
No.
Shit.
But
all right.
I just love the fact that they tied in the interaction that happens with that whole thing in this episode pairs so well in the later episode when there's this moment. So because they end up saving the foundling,
right?
We find out that it is Paz Vizsla's son.
It's a Vizsla,
right?
Yeah,
which is awesome. It was super dramatic and everything, and like emotional stuff. And then later, when they're talking to the whole covert, and
Din Djarin is trying to get there.
He came out of left field. I was so excited when Paz Vizsla was like,
I knew he was going to. Like as soon as he stepped up, I was like, they're definitely leading. They're going to try and lead us down that road. Yeah, and they're going to flip back.
Well, I mean, his character,
but it was awesome.
You already know him to be like kind of an asshole.
Well, they have history because of Vizsla's were supposed to be. He was supposed to have the Darksaber, and he challenged him, and he lost.
Yeah. I mean, I know, they have like history and stuff, but like his character in general, like it's just always been kind of a dick the entire time. So like,
he's the enforcer.
When they're like, does anybody else object to the plan? And he stands up.
Like, so I would like to speak.
You expect him to kind of be like, hell no, we shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But he's like,
but they saved Mandalorian.
This is exactly what we do. And he's like, basically it was like, they saved my son. Like I am absolutely with them, and you should all be too.
Yeah, I love the moment during that where he's like, why should we do this? Why should we do this? And then he's just like, because we are Mandalorians.
Of course.
And I was like, yes,
Yes.
Paz, that is what the Mandalorians are
got me
supposed
so
to be
pumped
about,
up when
bro.
that scene happened, dude.
Yeah, it was great. I also thought it was really funny that they literally have a talking stick. Like the
they just
armors,
use,
the armors, tongs or whatever they are, the hammers.
which is,
is the talking
again,
stick.
tribal thing.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
It's funny. It brought me back to like first grade days where you had to have this stick to talk or answer
I like
questions.
It. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're all sitting around the fire and stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. Cool
It
setting
was
and
awesome. It
everything.
was an awesome scene.
Yeah. But yeah, I just love that fact.
Yeah. So episode 4 was great. I enjoyed it. Episode 5, we get we find out that Navarro is under attack from the pirate lord that we saw in episode
Was it
1.
King Dorian or something?
Sounds right, but Dorian also sounds like something from Lord of the Rings. But
Oh well, yeah, of course it is. I think it's something.
no,
like that.
Durian. Durian is.
Well, no, Durian is definitely Lord
Yeah,
of the Rings.
that's
but
what I'm saying. Is that
yeah,
I think
Dorian.
I think Dorian.
Something like that. Yeah.
But he's the tree
Just
beard
swamp
dude.
thing looking
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Super cool looking.
super cool.
He comes back. He's pissed off, and he's
right. He's
got
pissed
this
off because they,
super cool looking like
dude. His
carrier.
what is it
thing.
called? A Corvette. Because we see those ships. We that's an old Imperial ship.
Yeah.
Because we saw those ships. That's one of the ships that pushes the Star Destroyer into the other Star Destroyer that opens up the in Rogue One at the end of Rogue One. Remember?
Not really, but
At the end of the Rogue One, and when they, in order to break down the shield and open it up so they could get the signal out, they pushed the ship down into it. Remember? And they had a ram.
I don't
Corvette.
remember Rogue One that well.
It's the Admiral Akbar guy.
Oh,
He's like, bring up a Corvette.
well,
And it's just,
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but
I'm just getting nerding out. My bad.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's a very cool looking
It's
ship,
a
though.
dope shit. It looks like a hammerhead shark, but sideways.
Yeah, it's like red and black and stuff. Super
Yeah.
cool looking.
It was cool. It was a cool ship. But Din Djarin and Bo-Katan apparently went to Top Gun's flight academy and are just the best aces in the sky.
He's got the need
need
for speed.
Yeah, that was a great moment. I really loved that engagement.
Yeah.
It was another Top Gun moment. And it was so funny to me when Djarin is flying through the canyon and the one dude is chasing him and he's the last one. Then they're like, oh, come back to the ship. And they're like, but this guy is going this way. And they're like, he's leading you away. Come back to the ship.
Yeah.
And he dips and he's like, haha, I'm going to leave you and you're not going to know. And I'm just like, you don't think Djarin is just dipping on it? Like he's just leaving?
Yeah.
Like you don't think he's going to come back? It was hilarious. But it was great. It was a great scene.
Yep.
There's a lot of levels and depth to that, right? Because the Mandalorian story started on Navarro, and it started with how do you say his name?
Moff
Kriega.
Gideon.
No,
Oh,
Kriega.
Grief Karga.
Grief Karga. It started with Grief Karga, kind of like hunting down Mandalorians and
Right.
stuff, And now Mandalorians are coming to his rescue, and that full circle is just there's a lot of emotions there, and it was really cool to see. And I didn't even think anything of the whole parcel of land thing. Did you? Like when in episode 1 when he offered him the parcel of land and was like, "Hey, be my marshal." Like I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was just something. I didn't think it was gonna come back up later.
Like to offer it again?
I just didn't think it was gonna. I didn't think it was like gonna be part of the story. Like I just thought it was just something
like
that
at
they had
the end
in there,
where he's like, I now give this to the people of
Right.
Mandalore.
Like I didn't realize that the plot of land that he set aside was going to become the new Mandalore, basically.
Yeah, I mean that didn't surprise me because they talk about it. I think he does bring it up to them, right? When he's making like plans and stuff.
Yeah, he tells them like, "Oh, I've been promised a piece of land, and we could start rebuilding there."
Yeah. So like I'm not surprised about it. I mean I'm so glad it happens,
It's amazing
because now it sets just the stage for the rest of the Mandalorians to come together and build and stuff. And it was such so well done that like you said, it all kind of comes back around again together, and we get this even though we don't have all the people that we had when we started, it was still really satisfying to see the people of Navarro
Yes.
uh, overcome their challenges now as a society of the pirates and stuff, and with the help of the Mandalorians, of course. But uh, that, and now they're like a thriving community built from like nothing and like
It's a gem
basically
of the
just
outer
scum.
rim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
outer
such
rim.
a it's like it's weird because a lot of Star Wars happens in the outer rim.
Yeah.
Right? Like
That's usually where a lot of the stories
yeah,
start.
that's wherever our stories start. So we're pretty familiar with the outer rim. And there's certain planets like Tatooine that are part of the outer rim. They're desolate planets that are ugly and hard to look at. But as Star Wars fans, we love them because they're the birthplace of a lot of our favorite stories.
Yeah.
And it's cool to get a planet that is the birthplace of one of our favorite stories, being the Mandalorian, and it slowly start to become this like hidden mecca of the
Right.
outer rim that's like
It's-
probably gonna
it's
start
like,
leading the way for other planets in the outer rim.
Yeah, it's almost
know?
like the uh development of like hope in the
Yes.
galaxy
Yeah.
on one little planet.
Planet and the
on the
outer
outer
rim.
rim.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. I like that a lot. We also get a very awesome character from Rebels that
Yes.
appears in episode 5, and my jaw hit the floor, dude. I had no idea that he was going to be in this. Did you know?
No.
I had no idea he was going to be in this, and when it was literally just that one little one-liner he gives to what's the pilot's name? I don't remember. I just call him Appa because he's Appa from Kim's Convenience.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like the entire time I'm just like, Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim.
I'm like they're trying to like say something about
Like, no.
you clearly don't know Mr. Kim.
Yeah, hey. But yeah, I was like, you can ask Chris, and I literally shouted like, what? Yeah, dude, it was so awesome to see him in live action. He looks so good.
Yeah, super
He
cool.
looks so good. Do you think he's coming back? Like, do you think he's gonna be in more?
I don't know.
Or play a bigger role? I would be really sad if he.
It's hard to say because it's Star Wars. They do just like a lot of cameos as well.
I really hope.
Because we do get like quite a few characters that were introduced in these last 2 episodes.
Like
even smaller characters, like sorry, I just want to make sure it's
give
correct.
the people what they want. I keep wanting to look it up on my phone, but I don't want to change the screen. Are you talking about on the planet in episode 6?
No. I mean, we do get some cool cameos in that too, but because I just want to make sure. I think it was 5. Because you're talking about the guy that Mr. Kim talks to, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Super cool. I don't honestly like. I don't know if he's gonna come up more, but it would be super cool, especially because he's the guy I was telling you about that. His original voice actor, I finally got to meet in real life and got his autograph and took pictures with him and stuff.
I didn't know that.
He'll be on screen here if we end up putting it on there, but he is the voice actor of that character. Which is Zeb.
Okay.
But he's the guy. Yeah, he's his like kind of like friend captain that he talks to.
I didn't know he was the voice actor.
Yeah, he was the original voice actor for him.
Is he the voice actor of him in this?
No,
series?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
It was just the animated.
Okay.
Rebels. And then on top of that, for those of you like super Star Wars nerds, I'm sorry for your loss, but it is not Darth Jar Jar.
Yes.
We now know it is Jedi Master Jar Jar.
It's amazing. So
and it's hilarious.
To give a little bit more clarification for those of you that are not like insane nerds like us.
It's just a fan theory thing, but
Well,
like
so not
it's
even
a
that,
super nerdy thing.
but so there actually is like
no,
some truth to the
Stop
theory
drinking the Kool-Aid.
that
There is
Jar
no
Jar Binks
truth.
was Darth
It is
Plagueis. All
It
right?
is just fan fiction. All right. And I love it, but it is not real.
We can all hope.
You can hope all you want, but right here, right now, it is Jedi Master Jar Jar.
So that the fan theory is that Jar Jar Binks was Darth Plagueis, the wise, and not the wise. What? No, and we find out in episode 5 that how Grogu is able to escape Order 66 at the Jedi Temple.
I don't know his character name.
I couldn't tell you. It's probably best to look it up, but we find out that he is saved by a group of Jedi initially that get him in his pod and trying to get him out of the Jedi Temple. And then once he gets to like the top level or whatever, I don't know, there's a single Jedi Master that saves him from a bunch of clones and takes him out of the Jedi Temple on a speeder.
Kelleran Beck.
Kelleran Beck. Jedi Master Kelleran Beck. Kelleran Beck, Jedi Master, is played by
Ahmed Best, which is the voice actor of Jar Jar Binks.
So for those of you that are not super Star Wars nerds, basically Jar Jar Binks saves Grogu.
Yes,
and
which is equally as cool. But I just want to say, for all the people that were firm believers in Darth Jar Jar, I'm sorry.
It's actually really funny that Filoni...
There's no way they didn't know what they were doing. There's no way.
There's no way that he would have just randomly gotten cast for that
just happened
role.
to pick Jar Jar Binks to come back as a Jedi. There's no way.
Yeah. So he's...
The voice actor again.
Well, he did the motion capture too.
Oh, yeah, I know, but yeah.
But he
doesn't play himself, you know.
Yeah, it's such a great little nugget for us Star Wars enthusiasts that like you can recognize, and that moment, especially with the way that they script it and it's like shown the cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
When the doors open and it's like a solid like 2 seconds of him standing in the doorway like, I'm here to save you. It's like, yes, Jar Jar Binks.
It's a miss.
It's like redemption almost for the Jar Jar Binks character. That his voice actor ends up being the one that saves arguably one of the most like lovable and most loved characters in all of Star Wars.
I mean, Jar Jar he's both. He's either loved or hated.
Or you hate him.
Yeah.
I love Jar Jar. I think he's awesome.
I'm literally both. I love him and hate him at the same time. But it was just so fun.
Such a great moment to see.
I can't believe
these are the kinds of things that
there's no way it's like not on purpose.
It is. It has to be. It has to be. In fact, I would be shocked if I didn't like look it up and find interviews.
If somebody asked them and they're like, no,
it was just by coincidence.
Yeah,
no, shut up. Like
you know.
Yeah. You know what you were doing. All right. Yeah. You know. So especially with how big of a fan Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are of Star Wars. They had to have known.
I mean, they probably started the fan.
In fact, it would be disappointing if they didn't know like that connection.
Right.
Like if they didn't have that knowledge, it would be disappointing and kind of it would like take away from my respect that I have for them as Star Wars creators.
Yeah. The lords of Star Wars. Yeah.
Episode 6 is interesting though.
It's definitely
there's some good stuff that happens in it, especially, with Din Djarin giving the Darksaber to Bo-Katan after she absolutely smacks the bejesus out of whatever his name is. I don't remember his name. The guy that takes over.
I don't really
takes over the stolen fleet.
Wolf.
Sure.
Something.
I don't know. He's their typical douchebag.
Yeah, he's just an asshole. He's a Chad.
Yeah, but she just absolutely wipes the floor with him. Like, sure, he got a few shots in there, but like,
there's some lame ass bits too.
There's some bullshit moments.
Like, come on, he immediately started using like the fucking
he's like,
moves. Like,
come on. 2 seconds in, he like threw a missile at her, and it hits the shit behind him.
On, dude.
It's like, dude,
you're immediately going the rockets. Like, come on,
chill out, dog.
I thought you were supposed to be Mandalorian.
The best moment is when they're like up on the edge of a ship, and he like punches her down, and as she's falling, she like turns around and lassos him with her
the
cable thing, and fucking yanks him down and lands on top of him. Dude, that was sick.
Yeah,
like there's some cool choreography in that fight.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That whole city they're into, like,
it was weird.
It was very weird. I mean, it's kind of meant to be, right? Yeah. Like, it's supposed to give you that kind of like off-putting kind of feeling, because it had some like strange things going on.
Yeah,
like,
it makes you
and stuff.
They're trying to make you wonder what is off.
And then another amazing cameo.
We got
Great
2.
Scott.
Dude, we got 2 in this episode.
I know we got
it's like.
It's for some people 3, but for us 2.
3.
I don't really count Lizzo, but
yeah, I mean, I guess
that's cool. But
sure, I'm sure there's people out there that love Lizzo, and we're stoked to see.
I don't even know what the hell she sings. So
I'm sure you would recognize a few of her songs.
I'm sure, but but it's still cool,
yeah. So we get Lizzo as a character. She's like the princess of this world. Yeah. I don't know her name. I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry, guys. See if I can. But she's this princess of this world who marries a ex-imperial like programmer dude who is played by none other than our boy Jack Black.
Hell
and
yeah.
it's amazing. Like,
he's so good,
Jack Black is like, I don't understand how Jack Black is just so good at everything he does. Everything that he does. Like, you guys will find out in an episode coming out tomorrow. Or no, you guys saw it already yesterday. We talked about him in Super Mario Bros. And he was amazing in that. And then to have seen him in this and him just be amazing in this is just like, dude, like, what can't you do?
Nothing, honestly. Like I've never watched anything that he's in, even his own personal things. Like, he just posts and stuff. He's just so good. He's so funny. He's such a nice guy. Like, he's so great. Great at singing.
Great human being. Funny.
Yeah.
He's one of those celebrities that I would just love to like just spend time with, you know?
For
like,
real.
I don't need his autograph. I don't need him to like shout me out on Instagram or anything. I would just love to like go, like, what I would love to do is like go to like a concert hall dinner. You know, those places where you can like eat a dinner, but it's also like a concert hall or like a performance place. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope, but it sounds good.
There's some places like that. I just think that would be such an awesome experience with him, because you could like sit down and eat dinner and then enjoy a show.
Yeah.
And he would probably get up on stage and sing with them at some point.
I hope that he
and
does.
Then, you know, like,
because
this is just my Jack Black
I've always
fantasy.
missed the concerts whenever Tenacious D was playing. Like, they were here one time.
They were here?
They were doing a USO show at KMA. And I think I had left before that happened, like a weekend before or something.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, that's so sad.
Yeah, but he's one of the he's probably so good, dude. He's probably like,
even if you watch he's been on some celebrity D&D videos with Critical Role.
Oh, really?
He is so fucking amazing at D&D.
Dude,
because because he's an actor.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah, he's an actor, but not only that, but he genuinely like has fun with stuff. Yeah,
I'm sure he enjoys the game.
He gets so into it, and he just that makes it so crazy.
That's so cool.
Him, Terry Crews is kind of the same. Vin Diesel was actually pretty funny as well.
I think Jack Black is at the top, if not the like single celebrity that I would like to meet the most.
I would absolutely love to meet him.
Yeah, it just seems
I was
like
debating to request him for Comic-Con.
So it seems like such a great guy.
Yeah,
and he plays this character in here. I mean, it's a throwaway character.
Yeah, it's just nothing crazy.
Yeah, but he plays it great, and he's funny, and it's great. And it leads us to the head of security of this planet, who is is another awesome freaking cameo.
I can't remember his name.
It's Doc, bro.
Well, I know it's Doc. That's why I said it's Great Scott.
Oh.
But I mean, like his actual
Um, give me the first name. Don't give me that.
Christopher
Oh,
Lloyd.
all right, damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christopher Lloyd, dude. I was not expecting him at all either.
I wasn't expecting either of them.
And he does it so well too.
He did great too.
Because he was kind of a jackass.
Yeah.
Not like super evil, but
I mean, he ends up being the villain of this episode.
Yeah,
like, there's
the
always
episode.
like a mini villain, right?
Yeah.
Of the episode. And he ended up being the person that was causing all these droids to malfunction and stuff. Which was also really weird to see a whole bunch of Alliance droids. Like it was
a lot of them were like old separatist and Imperial droids that were deactivated or decommissioned and stuff.
Weird to see.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them, and it's like,
and it was kind of like, ooh, this is
like, especially it was funny because Bo-Katan and Din are like, you know, they're going to go scope out the stuff, and she's like, do any of these seem suspicious to you? And Din's just like, they're all suspicious to me. I was like, you damn right, bro.
The best part is when Din Djarin just goes and
starts kicking them, and he's like, what are you doing?
And it turns out he ends up making him
like,
malfunction.
I figured it out, didn't I?
But she's like, you're not helping. It's like, doesn't matter. These are droids we're dealing with. It
did feel weird. Like it made sense, but it also felt weird, right? Because this is almost like they reverted back to how he should have stayed with the former episodes that we talked about.
Sure.
Where it was weird that he felt too accepting of that new piece of shit droid.
Yeah.
But now he's back to what he should have been like, which is like...
That was an issue that I was going to talk about. Like, all right, I felt that. And I was like, I thought you were good with droids now.
Yeah, you know, this is what you should have been throughout.
Right.
But now you're back to it because you're trying to correct it, or...
And I don't like it.
Yeah.
Or it was just serving its purpose for the episode.
Just, because it does fit within the episode as well.
But that's cheap.
But yeah, it is.
And that's a cheap use of our main beloved characters' attributes, and I don't like that.
Yeah. So that was one of the little things I wasn't big on.
I do agree with that. For sure.
And then my last thing I think that I wasn't a big fan of was even though I know it has to happen, is the decision to give Bo-Katan the Darksaber, I guess, freely. They kind of do this little skirting around the edge.
I was defeated by the fucking junker in the bottom of Mandalore.
Defeated him, so therefore does that not make it hers? Not really, because she has to defeat you,
right?
Because it's not like the junker guy was a Mandalorian.
Well, because technically they're supposed to die. You're supposed to kill them.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one-on-one combat. And
to the death.
One, has to survive.
And the junker did not kill Din Djarin. So.
Well, that, and he's not Mandalorian, so he does not fall within the rules of the Mandalorians.
That's fair.
So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But so like I was like, that's kind of a real freebie pass thing, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I know it's important for her to have it, and it needs to happen.
Well, I think the thing that they miss out on is the gravity of that decision, right? Because it's the decision of Din Djarin letting go any possibility of ever becoming the leader of the Mandalorians, which is never what he wanted.
Yeah,
he never wanted to be the leader of the Mandalorians, but the way that his story was progressing and the direction that it was heading throughout the first two seasons, that's kind of what I feel like the creators were trying to get us to think was going to happen. Like, we love Din Djarin and we want him to be, we naturally want the characters that we love to end up with the highest praise, the highest titles, the highest accolades.
Which does make sense in a very small, like within his original covert, like that's absolutely what it was kind of shaping to be, until you hit big picture Bo-Katan and gets attached to everything. Then it's like, oh, well, I kind of have to take a backseat.
And I'm all for it. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a ceremonial / more just there be more to it, you know, instead of him just being like, oh, all you people that were trying to recruit, like, oh yeah, Bo-Katan is here. Here you go. Here's your Darksaber.
Yeah, it didn't sit right with me. It just wasn't like I don't know. I just felt like it was very anticlimactic for the moment.
For
I
what
mean,
what it should have been.
I mean, I know the problem is then it's like, oh well, then they have to fight, and
Right.
that's kind of what I was expecting.
I'm
Is
not
a
gonna
lead
lie.
up to a fight.
I'm not gonna lie. I was
And
going to too.
I'm sad for that because there's only two possibilities, and that's either you just destroy canon
Right.
or you stay with it, which would be the end of the Mandalorian. But at the same time,
or
that might not be a bad thing because
there has to be an end to everything.
Right. And why wouldn't you want to end on a good note anyways?
Right.
Instead of like keep going and then it's
really
like bad.
It could have been a pretty poetic ending for Din Djarin's death and final act to be the birth of new Mandalore. You know,
Right.
through Bo-Katan finally receiving the Darksaber and taking her rightful place as Mandalore.
And him, since he was like a kind of like an adopted foundling, to be accepted into these people, to be the very one, like you said, to be like the rebirth of the people.
Yeah, it could have been very poetic, but we'll see.
Yeah,
If,
I mean, we don't know. Like they still could deal the way. I mean, I don't know.
Because I mean,
Bo-Katan could still just be like, well, which wouldn't be surprising to me if she's like, you know, this doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah,
that you just kind of gave this to me.
Yeah,
which is definitely a possibility. And then she's be like, well, if you want me to keep this, then I need to earn this.
Yeah.
Like truly earn this.
Yeah, I could also see another type of poetic ending of Din Djarin giving his life in defense of Mandalore, like falling to some big bad, because there's still this big bad out there that hasn't revealed itself yet, right? Which we're guessing is Commander Thrawn, right? So we're still waiting for that to be revealed. So maybe he gives his life in defense of that. Maybe not, obviously not this season, but and then she goes and defeats whoever took the lightsaber or defeated him.
Yeah, to reclaim it back for Mandalore.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which would be cool too.
A lot of conjecture, a lot of possibilities. At the end of the day, I'm really enjoying this season. And for all of you out there that are being a little too picky and choosy about what canon you like to follow and the things you want to hold it accountable to.
I get it, but like,
let's chill out.
I think you probably need to get over that when Disney took over Star Wars. That's kind of when you kind of should have accepted that already.
Let's chill out with that for now. Okay?
Because if not, and you're just lying and you're just trying to hate on the Mandalorian, then okay,
we don't need
you.
Just
be honest about it.
Yeah, and GTFO because we don't need you.
Yeah,
right? We like him. Mandalorian is dope.
It is. It's great.
It's the only thing I have to look forward to on Wednesdays.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us on this episode. There's still a lot more content to come this week, so stay tuned. A lot more stuff that we're pretty excited about that we're going to talk about. So thank you guys for being here. As always, we really appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing recently. Our view count has been off the charts. We are gaining more and more subscribers, and every person that subscribes to our channel is special to us, and we appreciate you. And we thank you for all 63 of you guys as of right now. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Oh gosh. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Check out our social media links down in the description below, as well as the other links, or oh my gosh, shows here on Any Kind Media. Getting a little rusty, buddy. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye, guys.